Of hundreds of Palestinian prisoners and detainees until further notice. Prime Minister's office in Israel demanding guarantees that future hostages that are released take place without what they're describing as humiliating ceremonies. Hostages are often paraded on stage before crowds before they're turned over to IDF officials. And anxious moments aboard an American Airlines flight from New York diverted after a security scare.
An American Airlines flight was en route from New York City to New Delhi when it was abruptly diverted to Rome, and it was after an apparent bomb threat. The plane was escorted by fighter jets and landed safely.
Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer. America's listening to Fox News.
It is time to take the quiz.
5 days a week, it's 5 questions in less than 5 minutes. We ask people on the streets of New York City to play along. Let's see how you do.
What are the 2 active volcanoes on mainland Europe called?
Is Vesuvio one of them?
Vesuvius and Etna.
How'd you do exactly? These get tougher, so hang on.
Take the quiz every weekday at thequiz.fox. Then come back here to see how you did. Thank you for taking the quiz.
As President Donald Trump begins his second term.
Promises made, promises kept. We're going to keep our promises.
Stick with the Fox News Rundown as history is made during his first 100 days. Whether it impacts your family, your wallet, or the world, our team of journalists will give you the sharp analysis and perspective you expect from Fox News. The Fox News Rundown, the first 100 days. Listen and follow now at foxnewsrundown.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
An upset in Germany's snap election this weekend. Now the country has a new leader.
Exit polls are showing the conservative Christian Democrats are on track to win. A huge cheer ran through the Conservative Party's headquarters as the first exit polls were announced. The frontrunner, Friedrich Merz, thanked voters on their projected victory, saying he knows the scale of the work ahead. Elise Weidel of the far-right anti-immigration Alternative for Germany, or AfD party, is tipped to come second, with exit polls showing a record number of votes. Top campaign issues were the German economy, still Europe's largest but struggling, pressure to curb migration, and growing uncertainty over the handling of Ukraine. This was a snap election after the previous government collapsed. The current German chancellor and the leader of the Social Democratic Party, Olaf Scholz, took responsibility for his party's poor election showing.
Fox's Stephanie Bennett. The U.S. and Russia still negotiating a peace deal to end the war in Ukraine. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says they could reach one later this week.
Secretary Hegseth has said that if peace comes between Russia and Ukraine, borders for the former Soviet state likely won't be the same as before. On Fox News Sunday, he said President Trump wants to see an end to the death and destruction and not focus on why the now 3-year-long conflict began.
We know who invaded who. We understand the stakes of this game. America, more than any other country in the world, has invested in helping Ukraine defend itself. Now it's time for peace.
Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky, in remarks Sunday, said he wants the U.S. to be a partner in peace, not just a mediator, and floated stepping down as leader in exchange for NATO membership. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
And the search is continuing off of Staten Island, New York, where a boat overturned Sunday, leaving 3 people dead, 2 in critical condition, and a 6th person believed to be missing. The boat capsizing around noon in the Ambrose Channel. I'm Sue Guzman. This is Fox News.
I'm Shannon Breen. President Trump ramps up pressure on Ukraine to broker a peace deal as the war enters a 4th year.
Zelensky has done a terrible job. A dictator without elections. Zelensky better move fast or he's not going to have a country left.
A war of words sparking new uncertainty over negotiations to end Russia's war on Ukraine. As the president shakes up Pentagon leadership, replacing the nation's highest-ranking military officer. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth joins us exclusively on this and plans to cut thousands of civilian jobs in the Pentagon bureaucracy. Then,
this is the chainsaw for bureaucracy.
DOJ escalates its sweeping cuts to federal spending, claiming more than $55 billion in savings. And Elon Musk says some of that money could end up as a refund check in your mailbox. We discuss the political impact exclusively with Republican Congressman Jim Jordan and Jim Himes, the top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee. Plus,
I gave a very strong warning. If you don't comply with the law, you're next.
Legal battles heat up over the Trump administration's scores of executive orders.
Always here to help you. This island is our home. Through the years, we've been a friend to the neighbors we have known. Now we're banking on the
Hi there, folks. I'm Colonel Sanders, and it is official. The best thing to pair with my delicious KFC chicken is more chicken. My new KFC chicken and hot wings deal starts with a 10-piece bucket of drumsticks and thighs, 2 large sides of red rice, and 6 of my KFC hot wings for only $35. Save as much as $7. What a deal! That's more KFC chicken for less money. My new chicken and hot wings deal is here for a limited time at your nearest KFC. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Leah Dunca from Security Title here with a little information about trusts. A trust is a legal entity capable of owning property. It can protect property from issues such as lawsuits or divorce and can be used to distribute property and avoid probate. Many trusts start as revocable but become irrevocable when the initial trustees die. Work with your estate planning attorney to see if a trust is a good fit for your family property. Call the professionals at Security Title. We are here to help.
Listen to The Point anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Find your favorite stations like The Point and discover more. Music stations, local and trusted news sources, sports talk and team coverage, plus today's biggest podcasts. Find it all on the Odyssey app. AUDACY.
It is 8 minutes after the hour. Time for Veterans with Benefits. Your hosts, Anthony Tyrone and Corinna Ballista.
Half a day. Welcome back. Gosh, it seems like we've just been talking all day. Right, Anthony?
Yeah.
What color are you wearing, Jose? Anthony's the odd one. Anthony's the odd one out. Anthony's the odd one out. He's wearing red.
Yeah.
I'm wearing black. He didn't get the memo.
No, he didn't.
I think because he didn't reply to that email.
It's a power color.
It's a power color.
I don't have my power tie.
It was probably the cleanest color.
Still the power color.
That could be the case too. All right, welcome back to Veterans with Benefits on the Point. You're listening to us on 93.3. You can call into 671-888-TALK. Of course, we always want to thank our sponsors, Ambrose Inc. You can get they're distributors of Budweiser, Michelob Ultra, Aloha Made, and more. And then HFMC, go visit Doc, Family Doctor, Master Blasters for all your blasting needs, Sand, Granite, American Legion Post 1. Visit them every second Saturday for Steak Day. And then the most services, JTC Services, Zuwilo.org. Thank you, Peter, over there. 11Z's. I think today I got a new drink. Thanks to Auntie Doris's recommendation here at the Point. She said, well, it doesn't look like it anymore, but it's like half calamansi and half dragon fruit. It's really good, Auntie Doris. Thank you for the suggestion. And then Domino's Pizza, Dane.
Yeah, Dean Titano.
All right. And then, of course, HMI, the nonprofit organization that we are a part of. And then Veteran of the Week. I love this one. Veteran of the Week. Command Sergeant Major retired Joseph Moffness, but I call him Colonel Moffness. Command Sergeant Major retired Joseph Moffness dedicated many years of service to both the United States Army and Army Reserve, building an esteemed military career. Throughout his time in uniform, he held multiple military occupational specialties, but his most favored was 95 Bravo, military police. His leadership and expertise led him to retire at the prestigious rank of Command Sergeant Major, the highest enlisted rank in the Army. During his military career, Command Sergeant Major Moffness served in Operation Desert Storm and Desert Shield, playing a vital role in supporting and leading troops during these critical missions. As a Command Sergeant Major, he was responsible for mentoring and leading enlisted soldiers, advising officers, and ensuring discipline and readiness within his unit. His leadership and experience were invaluable in maintaining order, training personnel, and overseeing military operations. Following his military retirement, Moffness continued his passion for law enforcement by serving in the Guam Police Department, where he ultimately retired at the rank of colonel. His dedication to public service extended beyond the military, ensuring the safety and well-being of his community. In addition to his distinguished military and law enforcement career, Moffness holds a unique place in history. as a World War II survivor on Guam. His experiences during the war at a young age shaped his resilience and commitment to service, leaving a lasting impact on those who have learned about his journey. Command Sergeant Major Retired Joseph Moffness stands as a respected leader, a devoted public servant, and an inspiration to many, embodying the values of duty, honor, and service, both in and out of the uniform. Thank him for his service. Let us honor his service. All right.
Yay!
And then if you see the pictures there, he came and visited us at the booth this past weekend. That was at the Quality of Life Expo.
Yeah, Quality of Life. Yeah.
Yes.
And by the way, right, he's a very he's still doing a lot of things, right? And today he is over at the governor's office, right? And he's like the veteran liaison. So he works out of the governor's office, and he's been very active, and he's been very helpful with HMI. He's continues to help even up until today. He stays very busy, and he's always being what do you call this, active when it comes to things that deal with our veterans. And I think he's been now made aware of how it is to go after your benefits, and he's been taking advantage of that and spreading the word about getting all our veterans to get out there and get their benefits and file their claims. So he's a huge part of HMI, and we sincerely appreciate him, and our veterans appreciate him. You know, he tries to find the balance to make sure that his job and what he does are, looking forward to helping all veterans on the island, and we thank him for that. Don't forget your pizza, Colonel. If you don't want that pizza, I could always use it. You know, it's a free pizza, and Dane will be waiting for you to give you that pizza over at Domino's. So.
Oh, yes, I need to send that to Dane. Did you want to do the tip of the week and question of the week?
Sure.
All right.
Okay. How to apply for a VA loan benefit. The VA Home Loan Program helps eligible veterans, active duty service members, and certain surviving spouses buy, build, or refinance a home with no down payment, lower interest rates, and no private mortgage insurance. Below is a step-by-step guide on the application process, eligibility requirements. Step 1, determine eligibility. To qualify for a VA home loan, you must meet at least one of the following service requirements. Veterans served at least 90 consecutive days during wartime or 181 days during peacetime. Active duty service members currently serving with at least 90 continuous days of active service. National Guard and Reserve members served at least 6 years in the selected Reserve or National Guard. Surviving spouses, unmarried spouses, or service members who died in the line of duty or due to a service-connected disability. For a full list of eligibility criteria, you can check the VA website or speak with a VA loan specialist. Step 2, obtain a certificate of eligibility, a COE. The COE is a document that proves your eligibility for a VA loan. You can obtain it in 3 ways: through VA approved letter. Many lenders can request your COE electronically, online via eBenefits, log into va.gov, and apply online. By mail, complete VA Form 26-1880, requests for certificate of eligibility, and mail to the VA. Step 3, find a VA-approved lender. Not all lenders offer VA loans, so choose a VA-approved lender who understands the program. They will guide you through the loan pre-approval process, including checking your credit, verifying income, and determining your loan amount. Step 4, get pre-approved for the loan. Before house hunting, it is a good idea to get pre-approved by your lender. This involves reviewing your overall credit score through a VA. Though VA does not set a minimum, most lenders prefer 620 or higher. Evaluating your income, debt to income ratio, and employment history. Determining how much you can borrow. Step 5, find a home and sign a purchase agreement. Work with a real estate agent experienced in VA loans. Select a home that meets VA property standards. It must be safe, sound, and sanitary. Sign a purchase agreement with a VA escape clause. Ensures you're not obligated to buy if the home's appraisal is lower than the sale price. Step 6, VA appraisal and underwriting. The VA requires an appraisal to ensure the home meets its minimum property requirements and it's valued appropriately. The lender underwrites the loan by verifying all documentation before approval. Step 7, close on your home. Once approved, you'll attend closing to sign final paperwork and get the keys to your new home. VA loans limit closing costs, and the seller may cover some fees. Key benefits of a VA home loan: no down payment required, lower interest rates, no private mortgage insurance, flexible credit requirements, limited closing costs, lifetime benefit, VA assistance if you face hardship. Okay, tip of the week, creating a solid plan for veterans. Tip: financial planning is essential for veterans, whether you're receiving a pension, disability compensation, or transitioning to civilian employment. Details: encourage budgeting, saving, and investing strategies. Veterans can also seek out free financial counseling through the VA's financial literacy program. So recently we started incorporating into our chats different types of stories that kind of help bring light and focus to our veterans on a couple of issues, and one of them was the financial planning side of the house. And two of the folks that are in those stories are Carl Peterson, who is a veteran, and he was on the show a few weeks ago. Then we also have Ron Lux. Ron Lux is over at the Knights of Columbus, and he's also a financial planner or wait, hold on. Certified financial advisor, both of them.
CFA.
And, yes, and the two of them are both veterans, and they're looking at the stories that we're putting down in the chat groups. They're not financial advice, but they're information to help our veterans look at the different things that might be out there as it relates to their financial health, and have them take a look at that and help them move forward with things that they might need. So look out for those guys. And if you're a veteran, you want to get on our chat group and get on that storyline, you're welcome to do so.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other one we needed to talk about? Oh, regarding the VA home loans, right?
Mm-hmm.
So on Guam, the last time we had a chamber meeting, because HMI is a part of the chamber, we heard from Siska Hautapea that the second leading home buyers on Guam are veterans. So what that means is the first people are the folks that have a lot of means, and the second group that are purchasing homes on Guam are our veterans. So
because it's zero down.
Yes, and it's huge, right, when it comes to are our veterans important? And in that fashion, they must be important if we are the second leading home buyers on this island.
Well, not only that, the VA makes it easy for us to do it.
And more so is we need to get our folks to start taking a look at our veterans all the way around, because if we're not taking care of them, if we're not giving them their benefits and helping with the things that, make their lives better, right? We'll be losing out, because if you could just imagine what effect that has on our economy. If a veteran needs a home and they go purchase it, it hits the whole circle of the economy, right? We get people working to build the home. We get companies making money to do these things. The banks are working, money's moving, insurance companies get involved. So now we're looking at a market where somebody gets a home, the money starts moving, and this is money coming and guaranteed through the Department of Veterans Affairs because the veteran had served, and these are one of the benefits that they have. So it's important. It's something that, we need to take a look at. If you know any veterans out there, be sure you guide them or get them to get their their VA home loan.
And I think it should be like a whole episode on its own because, you know, when we do the benefit boot camps, we have someone come talk about, you know, VA home loans.
Yeah, and we had done that for a while, right? I mean, we initially started out with Jim Harpin and with Chichi Akoma, right? Dr. Akoma's wife, because she is a financial advisor.
Yes.
So yeah, that's something that we looked at from the beginning as we started getting our veterans to get their benefits and have some compensation. We wanted them to feel like they're empowered and also to have good advice around them and to seek that advice so that they're, you know, making the right decisions as it relates to the income that they might be having. And not all veterans, you know, are able to have a good chunk of money. Some of them do, but in some instances, some of them are just getting by with what they have. But even with that, it's very helpful.
But it's still a great benefit. And in order to use your VA home loan, you just need to have 10% service connection. And then to get your certificate of eligibility, you just go online to your online account, va.gov. You type in the search bar COE, Charlie Oscar Echo. COE, Certificate of Eligibility, and it'll pop right up. Did you want to say hello?
Yes, I wanted to say hello to Aaliyah, to Knox, and to my mom.
Yes. All right. Also, so there are a lot of, you know, different things we have to talk about today. There's so much going on. But first, I want to say hello to those watching us online. So we have Edward. Oh my God, I hope I don't mess his name up. Bendicho, yeah. He says half a day. And then we have Rose Mofnes, half a day, everyone. And then we have Brennan Fausto. And then what does he say? Oh, he says, good evening, veteran warfighters, USMCG Go Jarhead watching.
Oh, yeah.
And he always does the Guam flag, U.S. flag, and salute.
All right.
So I think one of the biggest changes, and thanks for the reminder, Jose, is the access to Anderson for Veterans Health Identification Card holders. So I know I was pushing out that, you know, veteran health identification holders, VHIC holders, with service connected on it, you were able to sponsor up to 5 veterans, or not 5 veterans, 5 guests onto Anderson Air Force Base. And this is for Anderson only. But as of December, let me see when the memo was, December 2nd, 2024, that has changed. So no longer can they sponsor. However, if a veteran is 100% service connected or retired, then yes, they can sponsor. But Veterans Health Identification Card, so that's 0% to 90%. You can no longer sponsor guests onto Anderson. And of course, it's different for Navy, and everyone always says, but why? It's because, you know, on Anderson is the Air Force, down at Navy it's Navy, and Camp Bloss it's, you know, Marines, and then of course Barragata. I'm not sure what it is for Barragata. The guard, I'm not sure what the sponsoring is there.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure, but I think that's just the gas and the.
It's a shopette,
right?
Yeah, but still, I mean, you know, we don't know. I don't know what the access is. Jose, did you want to add something?
Yeah, I just have a very amateur question. You know, a lot of these bases now and posts are combined with a joint commander, right? My understanding, yeah. But they're still looked at as separately. I thought one commander can give permissions for both bases, or how does that work?
Well, I mean, so usually whoever. Because there's got to be somebody in charge, even though they're and if they're both of equal rank and, you know, possess the same level of authority, right? Our understanding is probably, you know, they'll get together and have a discussion about, you know, what it is, and I don't believe that, and you know, as we discuss this, right? The issue is not that they do not want to give access to the veterans, right? They have to try to balance allowing the veterans to come in as well as, you know, whatever the security posture might be at that point. And they do have the authority to do that. And many bases stateside are considered open bases. So, you know, why some are open and some aren't, right? Those are some things that we're we're actually working on. And one of the issues when we talk about this as veterans is if we're already having a difficult time accessing bases, then maybe we need to really revisit the policies and find out truly what it is that we need to be doing, and then maybe all get on the same page. I mean, there's only 150,000 of us on island, so it might be a good idea for, you know, the powers that be to get together and, you know, take a look at this and, you know, try to find a happy balance between allowing access and being able to, you know, service our veterans, especially if they're just veterans that are not retirees, and that makes it a little bit more difficult. Mm-hmm. Which is all the reason more why they should be filing for their benefits, so that they can hopefully get to the 100%. And with that, you know, then a lot of those issues start going away. It's kind of like when they first started doing the VA health identification card. All the veterans wanted the health identification card, and there's so many restrictions on it, and they couldn't even get on base.
Yep.
So what we've been telling them over the years is file for your disability, because your disability gets you service connected, and you don't have to worry about whether that card gets you in or out. And if what's going on today is similar, then we probably want to, you know, start doing things that'll get us to where we need to be with allowing our veterans to get at 100% so that they can get in there and take care of what they need.
So we have some questions online. Johnny Atulai writes to know, how much do the vets contribute to the coffer of Guam? We need to find that number, because it's a valid question. Because all the veterans get money in their bank account the first of the month, tax free for the rest of their life. So what is that number? So and I'd have to go over all these other issues that we're talking about or looking at. So there's a number that the VA had put out, and that number actually, so more recently we've been hearing that it's 65 million, right? And that was coming out of folks like Johnny Atulai, right? And some of the other guys. I think might have even been Devlin. But when I took a different set of numbers and I applied the formula using the current numbers, I believe what I came up with was closer to 165 million coming in based on the numbers that the VA is putting out there. So we follow their data and their numbers. That's something that we're gonna get. We'll take a break?
Yes.
Okay. We'll take a break and we'll be right back.
Fox Facts.
In today's job market, there's a word we seem to hear often: freelance. Traditionally used as a verb, freelancing describes the act of working independently without committing to a single employer. Freelancers have the freedom to choose their clients and set their own terms, while companies employing freelancers avoid having to offer health care and other benefits. The term freelance appears to have first emerged in English in the early 1800s, originally referring to medieval mercenaries skilled with lances who offered their services to the highest bidder. This concept was popularized by Sir Walter Scott in his 1819 novel Ivanhoe, where a feudal lord boasts about his paid army of free lancers. But there's also an earlier reference in The Life and Times of Hugh Miller, written in 1809 by Thomas N. Brown. The evolution of the word freelance also includes a reference to independent politicians. Matt Murphy, Fox News.
Altima. Titan. Even the iconic Z. Nissan Guam wants to make up to 6 months payments on your next car, truck, or SUV. That's right, up to 6 payments on us. Or choose APR as low as 2.99%. Get pre-qualified for financing in just minutes. First timer, we've got you covered with our exclusive first-time buyer program. Don't miss the Ride of the Nissan sales event for a limited time only. On approved credit. Some conditions apply. See Nissan Guam for details.
Hi, this is Jerry Roberts. What's happening in the workplace? What about your job and career? What ideas will find their way into your world? That's what you get with the Extra Point every day on The Ray Gibson Show here on 93.3 FM. Sometimes it's about what's in the news, or working relationships, or how to get further and do better. I try to make it interesting, inspiring, and hopefully sneak a little fun in too. Be a part of it. 7:25 weekday mornings. The Extra Point. Brought to you by First Hawaiian Bank.
And we're back. You're listening to us on The Point, 93.3. And I think we have a caller.
Yes, we do.
All right.
Hafaday, are you there?
Yes, sir.
And who is this, please?
This is Dan Estefan. I'm calling from Whisker Pacific Islands Path to Freedom program.
Oh, wow. Do I know you, Dan?
I believe we've met, sir.
Oh, man. Hey, welcome to the show. Thank you for calling in. So what did you want to share with us?
Well, our program, we're hosting an event for February 28th at the Sinania Mayor's office.
Okay.
So this event is basically for veterans and employers.
Veterans and employers. Okay. All right. So, and what time is that going to be?
So this is from 9 a.m. to 11:30.
9 a.m. to 11:30. Okay. Do they have to bring anything, or how does it work?
No.
They just show up, and then there's going to be some. What?
They can register on our website.
Okay.
Or we have a flyer that we already posted in some of the media platforms.
Okay.
So if they cannot access that one, they can call our office and we can register them over the phone.
Okay, and that's hiring our heroes. Do you have that information?
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna.
I think Jose's posting it online. If you're watching us online, so it's hiring our heroes, the Win-Win 2025 event, and so what they're going to do is teach you about the benefits of what a veteran can bring to civilian workplaces. So Friday, February 28, 2025, 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at the Sinahanya Mayor's office, and this is sponsored by West Care Path to Freedom program. Did I get that right, Dan?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Dan, is HMI going to have a table there?
Yes.
Oh, they are. Wow, those are really nice people. You must be working alongside the HMI folks.
I believe we are in good standing relationship.
Well, and it's really nice to see that, all our veteran organizations like yourself and HMI, we're working together to really get the veterans the things that they need. The more we can put this out there, the more we can help our veterans see what's available out there, what programs exist, and how we can use these programs to really elevate our veterans and get them to see what's available. I mean, we don't know that, this might be the opportunity for that veteran who's just looking for, a job or, to get to meet the people that are looking to hire. And right now, a lot of places are looking to hire, and veterans are a high commodity right now.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And we come with a lot of structure, discipline, and we deal a lot in checklists, right?
Yes. Just, as a veteran myself, right?
Yes.
Coming from the Army standpoint, just to follow the leadership model, which is loyalty, duty, respect.
Oh, wow.
Selfless service, honor, integrity, and all of those, we can bring a lot to an employer.
Oh, wow. That is so awesome to hear you talking about that, Dan. And I think that rings true through to all our veterans out there. It's something that we've lived by and we continue to do. Even after we serve, we still continue to serve. And this is another way for us to do that, is by being able to seek out employment and, do well when we get to those places of employment.
And Dan, didn't you guys say you're going to have a guest speaker? Who is your guest speaker?
Her name is Wendy Schwartz. She's coming from Hawaii.
Oh, wow.
She's the one I cannot give out what's her topic on. Because we want the veterans to come and be surprised of what she's going to, present to the veterans.
So is this for
employees.
veterans or for employers?
Both veterans and employers.
Okay, so for all those looking for employment and those that are just opening up, who have opportunities for veterans, I know Happy Mart, right? Super Happy Mart, they're opening a new location in Tamuning. I saw that, and they saw a lot of applicants, and so this is a great event. I hope you guys have a really good turnout, and HMI will be there with the resource table.
And there'll be other organizations there as well, right, to help our veterans get some more information,
Yes.
correct?
Yes, we have other vendors, but the main two ones that I want to, put out over the radio right now is HMI and AJC.
Oh,
What's the other one? AAG. What is that one?
American Job Center.
Oh, American Job Center. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Perfect.
and you guys are doing a great job, and we enjoy working alongside you guys, and it's been we get a lot of phone calls from veterans, and what we do is we direct them to WestCare, and you guys do a great job of taking care of them. And I think we have another get together after you're done with this one, right? We're going to be in Anderson. With MWR and Ed Biakin up there for the Veterans Summit. So more reasons why veteran organizations need to continue to work together, because together we're stronger, and it helps our veterans also to come to a place where, they feel welcome and they see the information and they're able to get the services that, they might need. And if we're all working together really well, then, our veterans, have no choice but to be a part of that.
Yes.
All right. Do you have anything else?
I believe that.
Is there anything else you wanna talk about, Dan?
Yeah, I just want to let you guys know that we're 100% with HMI, and we're excited to work along with you guys all the way.
Thank you.
We love you, Dan. I'm going to pay you some money after that for saying something nice.
All right, I'll see you guys around.
Okay, take care.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Oh, and another caller? Another caller. All right.
Yeah. All right. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Wait, I think I know who this is.
Do you?
I think it's Charlie.
Is it?
Yes.
Charlie who?
Hello. What is it? How do they say it? Hello, Charlie?
Is this Charlie from Charlie's Angels?
Oh, my angels.
Is that how you say it, Jose? Hello, Charlie. I've always wanted to say that.
Hey, Charlie. How you doing, sir?
Hey. Good evening, guys. How are you? Thank you so much for allowing me to call in. But I actually wanted to piggyback on the last caller. But we're also having an event on Saturday with the Guam ACTE, which is the Association for Korean Technical Education.
Okay.
And so, but what I wanted to share with you was that on Thursday, we're going to be having, on Thursday evening, starting at 5:30 at Cars Plus main showroom, it's a mixer. And what we want to do is we're trying to find a good balance between the educators, teachers, counselors, and industry partners, right? So all the industries we have here. But the reason why I wanted to bring that up to you is because one of the things that we're trying to do is bridge the gap of the knowledge that the educators need to have to understand exactly, how to get ready our next generation of leaders, right? Whether they're going to go into the military, whether they're going to go into professional skills, start up their own business. But some of the things that we're seeing is, improving in some of their in the soft skills. And one of the soft skills, for example, that some of the industry partners are saying is, let's teach our next generation, hey, you want to do something right, show up to work on time. And that's the soft, even though for us coming out of the military, that's very, second nature. That may not be sort of second nature for some of the schools and the kids coming out. So we want our teachers to know some of the things that they should be concentrating on, because the why do I have to learn math? Why do I have to learn this? Yeah. Well, now when they speak to the industry leaders, they'll have a little bit more knowledge to be able to bridge that gap as to what they need of the workforce coming out. So we'll be having that on Thursday.
And Charlie, I read an article this morning that said some workers fired a bunch of Gen Zers because they're coming to work late. They don't have great communication skills, and they just are not showing initiative. So those soft skills, I agree.
Yeah, And you know the other one, and I didn't want to mention that, but hygiene.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like come in, not so like you just had a rough weekend, right? I mean,
I think they need to join the military then, right, Charlie? Because doesn't the military teach us that we had to know how to fix our beds, we had to line up our shoes, we had to dress properly, and you're right. So I think both events are great. Go to the one on Thursday, then go to the one on Friday that we just talked about, because. You know what I mean? You'll see the military bearing that these veterans have, or those that are still serving, because let's not forget the Guard and Reserve, they're still serving.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that could be something positive because, like, for example, the workforce loves hiring veterans for those reasons, right? For those reasons.
And that's why you're doing what you're doing, right, Charlie, is because, this is a really good way because, we have to educate our Gen Zers or the folks that are coming up, right, because maybe they see things differently than we do, right, and we want them to we want the employers, right, to say, hey, this is what they're seeing and doing, and let these folks that are potential employees look at, hey, this is what we're asking for. But I think we're at a very the time where we're at right now is a time where there's a lot of things that are going on, and I think we're trying to find our footing again, right? Because COVID did some things to us. Now we got this return to work. We have Doge coming up, right? We have things where we really need to get back to, hey, what's the business of how do we stay afloat? And then right now we have AI introduced into the world right now, and we have all these things that are not yet firmed up. They're all very very soft right now, and the sooner we can firm this up and get on our right footing, I think the better it's going to be for everybody to know what the playing field is.
No, absolutely. And you know what? Hopefully, maybe on your end, that's an interesting topic because, AI, for those that are in the military now or getting out and may not have that full advantage of using AI because they don't have to, right?
Right.
But when they get out, they may be getting out to a world where, like, everything's AI, and you're like, whoa. So maybe to you, maybe that's something that you guys may want to go out there and be like, have like, sort of a portion of the boot camp to where you dedicate to the things that are happening, especially for the veterans, especially for the monuncles who are like are not in tune with, maybe they don't have a phone or older veterans that don't know.
Right.
It could be a little bit overwhelming, but that's sort of the direction where the world is heading, and so and knowledge is power.
Right, and hey, Charlie, right, just so that, we put a little bit of a plug here, right, but the last year's GSAT conference, yourself as a veteran, Bob Kelly as a veteran, we already started pushing these things out, and, it really makes so much sense for us to really get together, find the resources. One of the reasons we joined GSAT is some of our veterans, they don't get any services yet, and if they're not getting any services, right, GSAT is a huge place where they can go and, avail of some other services. And right now, GSAT, and I think they're coming up on another conference that they're going to be doing in a couple of months or so, right? And they're talking about AI and the use of assistive technology. And of course, someone like yourself and Bob Kelly, the two of you are right at the tip of all these new things coming in and out, and it's very helpful and useful for a lot of our folks to pay attention.
No, absolutely. I want to thank you for allowing me to participate last year, and if I can do that this year as well, because even just within that span of 11, 12 months, there's so many things that have changed.
Yes,
right? It's like there's so many things. So I think that we have more information that we can share.
Yes.
And I think that I think the biggest thing that we can do is really just allow those information to get out there so our veterans understand exactly, what different areas of opportunities that they can, or they can reach out for assistance. Like you said, if they're not getting assistance now, maybe this is a great way to do it.
Okay. All right. So we got this posted and we're going to push it out. So Thursday.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Charlie.
We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. Thank you, Charlie.
Okay.
You're listening to us on The Point 93.3. We'll be right back.
there, folks. I'm Colonel Sanders, and it is official. The best thing to pair with my delicious KFC chicken is more chicken. My new KFC chicken and hot wings deal starts with a 10-piece bucket of drumsticks and thighs, 2 large sides of red rice, and 6 of my KFC hot wings for only $35. Save as much as $7. What a deal! That's more KFC chicken for less money. My new chicken and hot wings deal is here for a limited time at your nearest KFC. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
And we're back. You can call into 671-888-TALK. Before we answer then we have another caller. Before we answer the call, I just want to talk about some events that we have going on, coming up, the ones we just were at. So this weekend we did the Quality of Life Expo. I'm not sure how many people showed up, but that was a really great event. So that was started by Joint Region and from an idea from the Guam Chamber of Commerce. Hey, let's showcase the island. And so this is our 3rd year doing it, and we ran into, I think we filled up how many pages of veterans that wanted to know more about HMI, and we got to talk to them. We invited them to our boot camp. So we did that this past weekend, and then we have coming up our Boot Camp 38 in Santa Rita Senior Citizen Center. You can register at www.hmiguam.com, or you can text me at 671-682-7631. And then we also have our Veteran Summit, March 18, 19, 20, up at Anderson Air Force Base.
Yeah.
And then, go ahead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Monica was up there at the Quality of Life, too. That's... she's up there with Ed at MWR.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, their team is busy. Oh my gosh, I saw their calendar. I was like, oh.
All right. So, anything else?
So those that are joining us online, Johnny Atulai says, good show, very informative. Auntie Bennett, she says, half a day vets, and then Marvin Crisostomo, half a day to all veterans. And then Brennan Fausto, send Elon Musk Doge. I'm not sure why we must have said something. We must have said something. And then Johnny Atulai says, okay, move over, Jose. We're watching too. And then Johnny Atulai says, just playing, Jose. You didn't see his comment?
I saw it.
Oh. Okay.
I know he's kidding.
We love you, Uncle Johnny.
Oh, and then we have Frank Tadigui, half a day HMI and veterans.
All right.
Ooh. All right, we can go to the caller.
All right, let's see who we got here. Hello, caller.
Hello, folks. This is Jigo Jarhead.
Hey.
Hello.
How's it going?
Okay, sir. The reason why I'm calling is in regards to what that gentleman just talked previous call being used for the federals, for civilian, and the veterans. Well, just to let you know, I'm not going to kill the pigeon to pass a message. This is real now. They're relieving federal workers, and it's a crunch time next month, the budget-wise. If you're going to relieve all the federal workers, I'm a retired federal employee, Department of Defense Logistics. I served my time in the Marine Corps.
Awesome.
That's why I supported the war fighter to continue my support my military brothers and sisters. But it's sad today that friends and relatives are losing their job. Just 2 years they just worked for the federal, and now they have to be gone. Elon Musk and the president just so you signed a letter. If you know about your job, if you don't, then you lose it. And it's sad that we're going through this type of help we're asking for. Are we going to get it? Because Washington, D.C. is all federal. If you're going to pull us out, veterans, federal employees, wake up, because you're federal too. Might as well shut this Pentagon down. And the Senate and Congress, go federal.
Right.
The reason why the president is doing this is what they did previous presidents that abused the power and money, supporting communist countries, and they never given that money to do help themselves or something else. That's why you're seeing every day in the news what's coming down. That really hurts all of you guys, veterans and federal workers are going to apply. Think again. Are you sure that job is a guarantee? Because when I applied for that job, it was a guarantee. Now it's scary.
Well, and
it's very scary.
You're absolutely right, and that was kind of what we were talking about, and we're a bit fortunate out here in that we do have programs like Charlie doing his thing. We have Westcare doing their thing. So all these things are what we should be doing with our veterans so that we can keep them there. And we have veterans preference, by the way. So that's also another thing we have going for us. Doesn't mean we're going to get the job if the jobs are all going away, but it just means that when the jobs do come out, we have some preference. And this is also another reason why we need to be registering and doing things to take care of us.
And there's also the book rehab program, the VRNE. So if a veteran is at least 10% service connected, they can take advantage of VRNE, which is going back to school to get your degree, a certification that you need, start a small business, live independently.
And we've spoken to Mrs. Ford up there, Miss Ford, right?
Mrs. Ford.
Yeah, and she was very useful and helpful for our veterans, and that's where they need to go if they have a certain need for getting some education. And it doesn't have to be just education, right? It could be
certifications.
Yes, okay.
Especially if they needed a certification to apply for a job.
Okay. Now, is there anything else you wanted to touch on, sir?
I just want to relieve out of my chest and the pain that my fellow brothers and sisters, veterans, military, and federal, just they losing their job.
Right. Yeah.
Because I've been through that thing for many years, and I retired. If he wants me out too in my retirement, pay me off in my retirement.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I got my wife's. I'm a widow.
Yeah.
My wife got Guam retirement as a backup.
Right.
So
okay.
Just to let you know that how I'm a veteran that going through a scary moment that they losing their jobs.
And here's another reason why we should be seeking out our benefits, right? Because if the Doge actually starts doing these things, right, we want to capture what's there now today. So it should be a good time for all of our veterans to really be paying attention and, filing those claims. Go out there and get your benefits, because right now those benefits are still in existence. In the next couple of months, like we were talking about, there could be some huge changes, but if you put your claim in now, there's a good chance you may be grandfathered in. So, it's a good, it's important for us to take a look at that. And then for all of us veterans to get together and help each other out, come together, see what resources are there. And at the end of the day, this is nothing new for us. Government will come and go and change and do things. And us veterans, we're trained as people to be resilient and to adapt and overcome. And that's what we're going to do. If they're not bringing any resources to us, we're going to create those resources and we're going to find ways to make it, because that's what we do as good, strong veterans.
True. All right, sir. Thank you for your opportunity to speak to my thoughts.
Thank you.
Have a nice evening.
And we'll hear from you again. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for calling.
All right. Bye.
All right.
Wow, that was a onslaught of calls and information. Oh, my goodness. We need to talk to Ray. Anyway, but that's great. I mean, you see there's a lot of things going on out there. The only way for us to continue to be effective is having this information pushed out, having our veterans reassured that, hey, here's what's going on. These are the things that are happening. And, shy of anything else happening, right? Veterans are going to get together and they're going to pool their resources. They're going to figure out what information needs to go out and they're going to take care of themselves. And there could be a small group of people that might be, taking care of themselves. And if that's the case, right, the rest of the veterans will see right through that and say, hey, we don't want to be a part of something where, only a few select are being taken care of and the rest of the veterans are not being cared for or being assisted. And we're really good at figuring that out and finding out who those people might be that are not helping and not doing their part. And most veterans, they see it and they understand it. They might not always say it, but they can see that things may not be working out. And if they're not working out, they get together and they find a way to make it work. So
Yes.
if you don't want to be a part of the solution, then
Part of the problem.
you're going to be part of the problem.
So, we did have an opportunity today to record our second episode of our podcast that will, I think, show March 24th. So we were in studio today. I think, is that, who do we have up there? That's Jen, right?
Jen,
yes.
Chargaloff.
Miss Chargaloff, yes. So we recorded our second episode today, and that went by super fast. And what happened? You guys were like, you're done. But I didn't see the signal, and I was like, I just kept going. Now I know what you feel like, or know what. Wait, when I always say you talk too much.
No, Jose's starting to give the signal already, and you're over here, and you can't even see it or hear it. So we need to get you into some special.
I told you
training.
one of my contacts fell out. I can't see.
You know what that means? And they push you to the back, and the line.
Get back over there.
If you're on the train, they're going to be like, you got an eye problem? You better get off the train.
No one cares.
Exactly.
She just doesn't want to listen.
Oh, that too. So there we were in studio with her recording our second podcast. This was after the episode. Episode.
And we got a lot of things coming up, right? So just to wrap up, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Wednesday we have Chatting with the Coach,
Yes.
right? This continues. Most Wednesdays and Saturdays we're doing this over at Doc's clinic.
Yes.
And Doc offers up his space, right? Free of charge,
Yes.
So, if we could find places that we can utilize, and if there are places that, offer this type of help, then, maybe that's something we need to be taking a look at. Why don't we have our own space, right? And maybe we need to start looking at that and working together to arrive at that that need, right? And if we can't find it, let's make it. Let's find a way to get.
And then
to
we
what
also
need.
have our boot camp every month. It's absolutely free. Everything HMI does is free. If anyone says that there's any charges or fees, tell them to come to us and get the correct information from veterans. Right? We have a lot of veterans who want to give testimony. So we were going to have a couple tonight, but they couldn't make it. So hopefully they're here next week to share more about their story.
And I think we're also scheduled to have General Polensky
Oh,
on,
yes,
right?
yes.
And maybe
I
when he
can look at
comes
my
on, we could address.
Speaking
Jose's.
of that, Pet the Jet. My niece went there. My sister went there. My nephew went there. I think I sent some pictures to you, Jose, about Pet the Jet. And they were able to buy patches.
Oh, wow.
Unfortunately, I couldn't make it. Oh, there they are. I think that's Ani and Junior. Oh. They went to go to Pet the Jet, and I couldn't make it. My sister called and said, "Are you coming?" And I said, "Nope, can't make it." And had another meeting.
We were helping veterans, right?
No, we just had another meeting.
Another meeting.
Yeah, we had another meeting, so I couldn't make it. But that was a great event.
All right, we'll see you next Monday, everyone. Thank you for listening in, and hopefully we can take care of all our veterans and all their needs out there.
Yes, we'll
Thanks,
see you
Jose.
all next week.
The Point is KUSG, Hagåtña, Guam, 93.3 FM and 104.3 HD3.
More federal workers losing their jobs. I'm Sue Guzman, Fox News. The Trump administration is making good on a promise to cut what it considers wasteful spending. Fox's Daria Albinger says the focus this time is USAID.
The pink slips are going out for thousands of workers for the U.S. Agency for International Development. The Trump administration's eliminating 2,000 positions and placing all but a fraction of other staffers around the globe on leave. The move comes after U.S. District Judge Carl Nichols ruled last Friday that the White House could move forward with the firings. Nichols rejected arguments in a lawsuit from employees that ending their jobs would cause undue economic and other harm to them. President Trump's chief cost cutter, Elon Musk, says the aid and development work the agency